In this DBMS lab, we will work on the exercises from 9, 10 onwards. In our earlier discussion, we have done some operations pertaining to the tables, that is the employee table, the department table, the employee table, etc. We have worked on these operations. Now let us do some extension versions which will invoke us curiosity of new more things that can happen over the databases. So to do that, first of all, we need to understand the queries. So today's lab will be a totally an interactive way to take forward the class. So (573).
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine.
Yes.
So let us start with a very simple queries. So what will be the answer of this query, please?
It will show the department with the ID 7.
So create table department ID, number and name. So see the query properly and tell the answer.
Sorry, sir. Here we create a table named department with ID number and name.
Okay. So let us check this. Okay, table was created. Okay, now what was this query doing now?
Here we insert
Okay,
here
I
we
will 1 second. 1 second. So I will share this in the chat box, so remaining students will get engaged with these things. So I have given the link in the chat box. This is the uh, one notebook what we are maintaining for the DBMS laboratory. So it will be totally in an interactive mode, and you can pick up this from employee department operations for today, that is department employee operations. So I think it is taken. Yeah, it is in the chat box. Now the link is available in the chat box. You can take the SQL query from the live SQL what we are bringing up here. Along with that, you can have this one more. Okay, so yeah, tell me, what will this command do now? 573. So what is this command doing now?
It will select a ID,
570.
department ID and
Okay.
department name.
Okay. Okay. It will select it. Insert into department. Select department name. So what was the thing exactly happened? What was the thing exactly happened now? Tell me.
Four rows
570.
are inserted.
How these 4 rows are inserted? Or why these 4 rows are inserted? From where are these? From where are these rows? Yeah, where are these rows from? Tell me. Have you worked on this query earlier? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
We didn't work on this type of queries earlier. We directly made a insert operation and thereby we used to give it manually. But now what we are doing was, we have the department table. We have the department table earlier, that is select star from departments. So the department table, it is having 3 fields, 10, 20, 30 and 40. Accounts, research, salary, sales and operations. Location as New York, Dallas, Chicago and Boston. So that is all regarding the department table. Now
Oh.
what are we doing was, from the department table we are not selecting locations. From the department table we are not selecting departments. We are only pumping out the department ID and we are only pumping out the department name. So we didn't we made a slicing operation. So what was this slicing operation was, one piece of database is going to be taken up, one chunk is going to be taken up and remaining is not considered. So now we want to know whether really the 4 rows are done or not. Then we can, instead of displaying the departments, now we can directly make an insert operation. What we have done, that we can directly verify in the department table. So whatever field items that is the department table is going to have, the same 4 items 10, 20, 30, 40, followed by accounts, research, sales and operations. Only those 4 operations have been occurred. So that was the takeaway of this query. Okay, you can mute.
Okay.
So (571). Jay Shravani, 571. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
So there is a query for you. The query is as follows: create table EMP ID number, last name, first name and department ID. This was the table what we need to create. So what will happen at this point of time? Yeah, tell me.
Table will be created, sir, with the name of EMP
Okay.
and with the fields of ID, which is in and last name, first name, and department ID. There will be 4 fields, sir.
Okay, so we are not maintaining last name and first name. We are maintaining only employee underscore name. So what we will do is, instead of last name and first name, we will make this as, okay, when doing the insert operation, we will insert into, yeah, that is also another model. Yeah, hold on. So now what was this table telling? This query telling now? I will put this new query in the chat box and the OneNote. So what was this query telling about? Alt table EMP modify last name something. So what is this table telling about? This query telling about? $71. It is you have to talk. $571. Jay Shravani.
Yes, sir.
You need to talk. You need to answer this. So what was this operation doing up? What was this operation doing up?
Previously, we are taking up to 25 characters, so now we are adding up to 50.
Okay. So let us verify it happens in Oracle also. So as mentioned, employee table is created. Now you can see table was created. The last name was varchar2 of 50. Now you are going to modify the table. So before that, before and after, we can check the modifications here. So DESC employee, now you can see that the last name is 25, first name was 25. This is what the existing table structure was. Now you are about to hit on the alter table, that is, it was 25, now it was 50. Now you can see that the table was altered. So the table what we are resuming, it was altered. Then we will take up the command describing of the employee table and see what it is going to happen. So now we have this answer at this point of time. The answer it is indicating, earlier it is 25, and now it has been converted to 50. That means an alter operation is taken up. Okay, you can mute yourself. So this is one complex query. What we need to understand, I think this is a complex query here. So what this complex query is going to indicate was, Oracle server by default it will maintain table names. So whoever have created the table, whatever the tables are there, so all that list it is going to maintain up. So let us verify whether this works or not. And yeah, Oracle, my cloud, I have tables names as employee and department. So what was this query indicating was it is going to check whether some database is available by the Oracle server or not. So that check is going to be maintained. In order to state that check, we are going to say select a table name, table underscore name from user underscore tables and followed by table name. So what that it is going to indicate was it sees that whatever databases we have created that are available or not. So when this type of complex query is going to give, we shouldn't confuse that table underscore name. It is a new word to us, but it is not like that. So the whatever database tables are created, all those are invoked in that by default operation. Yeah. Now 568, are you there? 568. 568.
Sir,
Yeah.
one.
Tell me, someone is speaking. Five 568, are you there or not?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now, are you able to see the new query here? Create table employee 2 as select employee ID, employee name, salary, department, and department ID from employee. So what exactly this query will generate the answer if it is executed?
Yes, sir. It will take employee ID, employee name, salary, and department ID, and from the existing table employees, sir.
Okay.
It will name the new table as employees 2, sir.
Okay. Okay, fine. Now, then what is ID here? What is department ID? Department ID. I didn't put any comma, but still, will this execute?
Yes, sir.
It will execute. Why it executes? See, employee ID I put a comma, employee name I put a comma, salary I put a comma. So there is no ambiguity. But department underscore ID, department ID, employee ID, employee ID, I didn't put in any comma. But will the query execute? Yes or no? You told the answer yes. I am asking for justification why. What is that? ID and department ID there. What we call them as? We call them as column headers.
Yes, sir. Attributes.
Attribute headers. So instead of department underscore IT long name, short name, the acronym will occur there. So
Yes, sir.
I'm hitting on the run button. So now you can see that employee 2 table was created at this point of time. So now let us see whether only the content what we are expecting, only the 4 values are occurring in employee table number 2. So table or view doesn't exist. Maybe I have given the
Employees
employee.
spellings.
Okay. So the employees. So now you can see that ID, employee name, salary, department are coming into the new table. So this was another type of creating a table. Up to now, what we insisted was we used to create a table, then we made an insert operation directly. But this type of fancy way of looking into creating of the tables we have not yet discussed. So we are deriving a select command. Via that select command, we are making a subset operation. From that subset operation, we are bringing some partial attributes. After taking the partial attributes, we are dumping it into a new table. So this is a novel operation what we are preaching at this moment of time. Fine. You can mute yourself. So another simple query was we have taken up a table called as an employee EMP. Now we don't want it further. So if you don't want it further, you can delete it. So how we can delete it was we are going to make a drop operation. So it will generate table is going to be dropped. So in the chat box, I have already given the OneNote book link. You can, that is already in shared mode. So students who are parallelly working with me, you can check the chat box. In that chat box, I have already given that link. So you can click that link so that whatever query I am typing from my end, the same query it will come to you, and you can even practice it in your local computers. So that is the aim why I am bringing this OneNote, to be collaborative and to be interactive with you. Next one. So another word uh, so we will close the world queries first. '74, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Can you take this query? Comment on table EMP is employee information. Comment on DEPT is, any guess, any wild guess what this query when it is taken up? So we will put this to our work area here.
It will add comments.
It will add comments. I am putting this in the common area. You can even try test in your local computers also. So comment on table DEPT, and another was this one. So these are the two queries you need to answer. So what you are telling, comment on table DEPT is department information. So let me check uh, whether the DEPT table is available or not. Now I can show you the DEPT table. So in DEPT table, yeah, we have 10, 20, 30, 40, etc. Okay. Now what was the comment query? What we need to understand here. So comment on table DEPT is department information. Yes, Arti, tell me what is your expected answer now? What is your expected answer now? When we take up this query, what will be the answer? Comment on table DEPT is department information. When we run this query, what will be the answer? Yeah, tell me.
Am I audible?
You are audible.
Yes. Department to department information, sir.
Statement is
It
process
will change to DEPT to department information.
change. Okay. So there is no node structure. Again, there is no change here. So when we use this in a SQL editor, that is when we are using a report writing information, etc. So report writing is not at all a part of our content right now. So when we make some report writing module, at that time, the comments, as usual, what you told, instead of DEPT, it is displaying as a department information as a stretch. So DEPT people will not be able to understand. So instead of that, it is going to give a comment externally, department information. Internally, DEPT only will be there, right? Our complete name will not be taken up by a mother or father. They will call us with a nickname. But of course, that is a short name acronym, which will not be called outside. But when the other side, it is department information as a whole, but internally it is going to be taken up with another DEPT. So that is where this ELYSIS model comment is going to come into scenario. Now, what is this command? Rename. So what will this command do now? Arti, are you there?
Yes. It will
Now
rename employee to EM.
it will rename
It will
employee to,
change the table
okay.
names.
Then will the attributes of employee to come to EMP or not?
Yes, sir.
What is yes, sir? There?
It will change, sir.
So now we are working on the rename command here. So it is rename command here. So employee is already existing, it seems. So EMP1 I am going to give. So now you can see statement is processed. Now you can see this item. Statement was processed. I changed to EMP1. So it gives the answer. Statement is processed. Now let us verify whether the change has been taken up or not. So how we can verify was, we can just Again, work on the simple commands. Arti, are you there?
Yes, sir.
So now are you able to see the answer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now if I am going to say select star from employees 2, what will be the answer then? If I am going to say select star from employee 1, employee 2, then what will be the answer? What is your expected
No
answer?
data. No data will be found.
Really? So let us check. Why no data will come? You can see, right? Table or view does not exist because you have already changed the name from employee 2 to employee 1. So as the table was restructured, modified, now presently employee 2 is not there. So you can say that employee 2 or view does not exist. Okay, you can mute yourself.
Okay, sir.
Now let us work in another model queries. That is 10th. Doing some constraints to the employee table. Just check whether EMP table is available at this point or not. No data found. So we have ID, name, etc. and employees too, it is there. Okay, so now let us take the simple way here. EMP2, EMP2. Yeah. $75. Lakshmi Sahiti. $575.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So you can see the screen. Now what will these two commands do? Create table EMP2, etc., 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 followed by alter table EMP2, etc. So understand the queries and tell me what they are going to do.
So first you should create a table with the table name EMP2.
Okay. Next.
And then it should display ID number, last name with the record to 25 and first name vector with 25 department ID, and it should and describe EMP2 means it should display the EMP2 table, sir.
Okay.
And later you should alter the table by adding a constant my.
Why there is an alter table constraint at that point of time? Why did you add the alter table? Because you want to give it as a primary key. And did you mention the primary key in the main table first time? Yes or no? Did you mention the primary key during the time of creation of EMP2? Yes or no? No. So you mean to say that you created a table and that table doesn't have a primary key, but table was created. You can see the option table was created. Now you want to make this ID as a primary key. Now you want to make this ID as a primary key. Therefore, you need to do it externally. So in order to do this externally, now you are going to move up with this query, that is alter table EMP2. Then you mean to say some add constraint, and the name of a constraint is PK, followed by the primary key with identity, that is ID is going to be referred. So that is the reason why you got this command table followed by the alter. Okay, so this is done. Now you can mute yourself. Yeah. Now take these two commands into the notebook. One note. Fine. $76, $576.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So there is a query for you to answer. So these are the two queries what you need to answer.
Yes, sir. In first one, we are altering the employee table, table named EMP, and we are adding the department ID attributes.
We
The
are adding
table.
the department ID attribute. So let me do with you what you mentioned. So
Column already
it is saying that column being added already
exists in the table.
in the table, but I think we have to work on employee 2.
Okay.
We have to work on employee 2. Yeah, okay, fine. You can see this here, right? DEPT,
Yes,
it is already existing in employee 2.
yes, sir.
So, okay, assume that it is not there. Now you mean to say that it is added.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now what is the query that takes from 143 to 145?
Yes, sir. In EMP table, we are considering the department ID as foreign key, sir. We are adding constraint.
So does it work or not work?
I think it works. Sir.
Okay, what is the name of the foreign key?
Department ID.
What is the constraint name?
FK.
It is not working. Can you tell me the reason why it is not working? Anyone can tell why it is not working. Anyone can answer this. It is a little bit tricky.
Foreign key means from we are taking from another table's primary key as a foreign key. No, sir. You have
Okay.
to mention. I think you have to mention the table.
Okay. So you got this right. Insert into department ID and name from department. So here, when I'm going to select this DEPT, then it is showing me ID and etc. But they are not mentioned as a foreign key. They are not mentioned as a yeah. So
Primary.
that primary key. So that was the ambiguity what it reached.
Yes.
So now that is the ambiguity. Okay, you got that answer. Okay, enough. You can mute yourself.
Okay, sir.
Fine. Now again, this I can take this query directly because this is the first time I'm explaining this type of queries. So what this query is going to take up was, it will tell what are the available constraints on the table called as EMP or on the table called as DEPT. As we mentioned that user underscore table Oracle server will keep a list of whatever tables have been taken up at this activity. So in that, it makes a divisions. What are primary key list? What are constraints? What are not null? In this way, every division, it is going to make it separately internally. So now if we provoke, tell me only the table names, that is table underscore name, all the database tables available in the Oracle server, that will come. But now we are confining to check whether this EMP and DEPT are available. So only those two tables will be taken up. And what is the another aspect which was taken up in this query was, it will check what are the constraints imposed on EMP table, what are the constraints imposed on DEPT table. So in order to do that, we are going to call up user underscore constraints, and using this user underscore constraints, we will take up whatever the available constraints there. So now this is getting executed. So we made a where class condition where table underscore name in the employee and DPT. But we didn't work on EMP, we are working on EMP2, and we have already added EMP2. We made an add constraint my EMP ID primary key. We have done it externally. So we can expect my this is my underscore EMP ID underscore PK should be the answer. So that for that we are now rolling out the things. So Now you can see here my EMP underscore ID underscore PK. So these items are going to be the constraint name. Why it has occurred? Because we just made this externally at line number 132 to 134. We altered the table and we have given the constraint as my EMP underscore ID underscore PK as a primary key. Now what we are going to do is we are now looking at what are the available constraints in the Oracle server, that too especially over the tables called as EMP table and the department table. So that is why we make a check. So where are these constraints located? They are going to be located in a table called as user underscore constraints. So that is how we have to interpret the answers at this moment of time. So another one, there are relational schemas, etc. Similarly, the databases schema what we created, so those also we can verify whether the EMP tables schema exists or not. So where is this schema or how is this schema located means that schema it is going to be located as a part of objects. They are going to be located as a part of objects. So we were telling that user underscore table maintains tables. User underscore constraints maintain constraints. User underscore objects, Oracle server maintains the list of objects. So let us hit on this run button and see how the answer is going to occur. So at this point of time, we just know that the table was created. The table was created and the database object, it was giving it as with the table name EMP2. So that is how we got the answer. So by default, there are three tables which are maintained by the Oracle server. One, it pulls up objects. Two, it pulls up constraints. Three, it is going to pull up the table names. So this is one more interesting query to take up with the views. So we already have this employees table today itself we done. So what we will do is first I will make you to display this content. So now you can see employee ID, employee name, job. These are the different fields which are taken up in the employee database. Now let us start working on views. Let us start working on views here. So I have taken put this query in the OneNote. You can parallelly work with me. So 77, not there. 78,
Yes, sir.
so now you can see the query. Create or replace view. Are you able to see the query or not?
Yes, sir. I can see, sir.
You can see. So employee ID followed by
Employee name.
employee name. Yeah. So view is nothing but it is going to be called as a virtual table. Views are going to be called as virtual tables and they hold the slice of main table. So if I'm going to say there is a huge bread here, from this bread we'll make a piece of bread. So this piece of a bread, we are going to call it as a slice. This slice is nothing but what we are going to call it as view. So view, we will see that our table will be free from, it is free from external references. It is free from external references, and it provides hiding, and it provides security. So this is the main reason why people are looking for views. Okay, so now you can move to the live SQL part. I will replace the name. Yeah, what are the fields in the employee table? Below you can just read out. Below they are available.
Employee ID, employee name, job, manager ID, hire date, salary, commission, PCT, department ID.
So in these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, these 8 fields, how many fields are going to be provided as input to the view?
3, sir. Employee ID, employee name, and department ID.
Okay, so 8 elements are there. From these 8 elements, we are going to get only 3 elements. So that is how you create a partial table, or you can see here view was created. Now, how can I see whether view is done correctly or not? How can I see whether view has been configured correctly or not? Now tell me. You mean to say that 3 fields are available in the view, right? Now I want to know whether the 3 fields are there or not. How can I do it?
Like, I think select star from employees underscore view, sir.
There is no you think, that is only how all should think. So
Okay, sir.
you, we, so I want to display all these elements. So now you can see whatever the records pertaining to the 3 fields, only those elements has to be occurred. So we are not getting the inferences of all the 8 fields. We are getting only the inferences of the 3 fields. That is what we call view is going to be a virtual table, or view is going to be a partial table. Yeah, so that is all for today. We have 46 students turned to this class. So stopping the